Hello to our community group leaders. This is the teaching series extra for Sunday, the 12th of November 2017. If you can hear some background noise, construction is going on. I've been waiting all morning for the noise to quiet down, but I don't think it will ever quiet down again. So construction continues to go on and really to go at a really good pace. So a reading recommendation, and this does tie into the teaching series that we are currently in, the Quartet of the Vulnerable. A reading recommendation for those of you who love biographies and church history, I would highly recommend Eric Metaxas's new book on Martin Luther. And I just finished reading this. This is the 500th year of the Protestant Reformation, so it was a good time to read this biography. Highly recommend this. Martin Luther, as he stepped into the waters of the Reformation, he realized he was getting in more and more trouble with the authorities of the day, the religious authorities of the day. And the question that kind of surfaced in his mind was this: at what point does loving the church mean questioning the church? I mean, you love the church. Does that mean you never question what it does? No, of course not. So Martin Luther saw some abuses in his day. And so at what point does loving the church mean questioning the church, saying we can do better? I think through the Quartet of the Vulnerable, we have the opportunity of questioning the church of our culture. We have given in to affluent Christianity. Oftentimes we build churches and they feel like country clubs or community clubs that we can just be in together and be all safe. But at what point does loving the church mean questioning the church and saying this is not about us? The church exists to glorify God in all we do, and the church can do that expressly through reaching out and helping the most vulnerable people of our society. So we're talking about those vulnerable people, the quartet of the vulnerable, the widow, the orphan, the immigrant, the poor. This Sunday in particular, we're talking about those who are widows or those who are elderly. We're going to deal with issues like aging and depression and how we can minister in those ways. Let me encourage you, if you have not signed up for the dementia-friendly lunch, the training that we're doing, listen, baby boomers started turning 65 a few years ago, and that group is only going to grow, and Alzheimer's and dementia is going to become a bigger issue for our culture. The only way for us to keep up with the times is to stay ahead of the times. And so we're getting ahead of that curve to say, what can we do as a church to minister to those who are most vulnerable? For you as a community group leader, this is absolutely essential. This is an essential training for you to be a part of, and how to minister to the older demographic of our church and of our culture. So let's question the church, why we exist, and let's glorify God to make Him look good by serving those who are the most vulnerable in our community. May God bless you this week, and as always, it's a privilege to serve with you. Thanks so much.